Hi, I'm Matt Collins. I'd like to welcome you to Bob Weber Auto Mart on Douglas Avenue here in Racine, across from Douglas Park. We specialize in 1-year-old, low mileage, almost new cars. And if you'd like to stop by and see them, or see them on our website, bobweberautomart.com, we could save you between $5,000 and $10,000 on your next almost new car purchase.
Welcome into another edition of Sports Junkies. I'm Steve Sparky Fifer from Sports Radio 1250 WSSP, co-host of the Wendy's Big Show weekday afternoons from 2 until 6. Here, of course, Gery Woelfel of the Racine Journal-Times. Time for some Packer talk as we get ready for the Packers and the Vikings. The Packers come in losers of 3 straight games, and I can't imagine anybody would have said the Packers would have lost 3 straight at some point this year.
Mike Sherman's going, yeah, go Pack, go.
Oh.
Mike Sherman goes, see what happens when you get a banged-up team and your quarterback's hurt? And,
yeah.
You know, you become just another NFL team.
And this NFL team right here is not very good right now. And the defensive side of things has to get better. I mean, the tackling has to get better, as we've talked about. Jamal Williams had a nice game last week, but not being able to have Sam Shields on the field really puts his secondary in a bind, because as we're talking about, both of your systems aren't that good.
Their defense is horrible, capital
Yeah.
H. You know, I felt like a coach the other day, and I watched the game for the second time. You know how they were on the brink of absolutely getting annihilated in the second quarter. It was 10-3, and I think it was Victor Cruz got deep, and Manning underthrew him. That could have been 7.
Yep.
So in the next series, they're down in the red zone again, and Manning throws a bad pass. They could have easily been up 24-3 at halftime. And it just shows that Packer defense is in total disarray.
Well, again, you have one great talent on that side of the ball, Clay Matthews. And then after that, you just got I'm not going to say just a bunch of guys. There are some guys that are a little better than average. But for the most part, that's what you got, a bunch of guys. I mean, the linebacking core outside of Clay Matthews, they can redo that whenever they're ready, because there's nothing there by the looks of it. Lattimore, I thought, played well when he got a chance to play a couple weeks ago. But now he can't get back on the field because they're playing Brad Jones, who I'm not a fan of, in the middle. Now, again, they gave Jones that contract in the offseason, so they got to justify it, I'm sure.
Sure.
So that's why Jones is out there. But the defensive line, I don't think they've played all that bad. I mean, Jolly, Pickett, Dayton Jones, they haven't been horrible.
No, I mean,
Raji hasn't done a lot to get to the quarterback, but that's really not the role we're asking him to do.
It looks like Jolly is hurt. And to me, Jolly was such an integral part of the success of that defensive line early. I mean, he was a run stuffer, got after the quarterback a little bit. And now you can see he's not the same player. And you know what? The other thing, too, is he hasn't played football for a couple of years, correct?
Right.
And all of a sudden, this is his first year back, and all of a sudden he's
getting tired.
Readjust to a 16-game schedule. And, you know,
it's a great point.
Conditioning, you just wonder how he's going to hold up for the whole year.
That's a great point on that. Now, the other side of the line, the offensive line, Marshall Newhouse is horrible.
I'll second that.
And I was talking the other day with one of the beat writers for the Packers, and he and I were having a conversation of, okay, how long are we sure you can have a Marshall Newhouse here? Because Barkley still hasn't practiced this week. So if Barkley doesn't go, Newhouse gets out there against Minnesota, and what really might be a very well might be a must-win game for the Packers, because you're not beating the Lions without Aaron Rodgers. That's not happening, which means you're 5-7 after that game if you don't beat the Vikings this week. So if he struggles early, do they go get the former first-round draft pick, Derek Sherrod, and throw him out there at right tackle? I forgot what he looks like.
For a minute, I thought you were Howard Cosell there.
No.
Remember him?
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, doesn't matter. They're not going to panic. I think if they're smart, they'll bring Rodgers back after the Lions game. And even though they could be 2 or 3 games back, they still have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs. The wild card is a joke. I mean,
they're not making the wild card.
Why?
That's how do you figure
everybody
that? Everybody I talk to says
I totally disagree.
Who are they going to beat out? The Niners, the Seahawks, or the Panthers?
One of those teams has to win their division.
Right, and the other one's in the playoffs. So there's that. That's one wild card. And the other wild card is a Panthers team right now that looks pretty good.
I know, but
they beat the Niners and the Patriots.
And I'm really impressed. I'm a big Ron Rivera fan. And they might be the most improved team in the NFL.
Well, Kansas City's got to be there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Kansas City is right. Absolutely. But they have made great headway, but I'm still not absolutely sold on that team. There's a lot of time left.
If the Packers get to 8 losses, it's over. That's what I've been saying from the get-go. You're not getting it at 8 and 8.
I agree.
You're not.
So
Now,
how
if
many
you
teams,
lose
how many
this
teams
week,
in the past have gotten it? Not many.
fine. But if you lose this week and you lose against the Lions,
They're not going to lose
that's
this week.
7 losses, Gary. That means you have one more loss and you're 500. You cannot be in that situation. You must win this week. And I agree with you.
Hey.
Tolzien or Flynn, I think they win regardless.
Where are all those banners that say, I trust in Ted?
Oh, there's still people that say that. And Ted we trust?
And Ted we trust,
Yeah,
yeah.
Those people exist. There's no
You know what? The other thing, too, just talking to Thompson a little bit, I mean, he's done a good job there. There's no question about that. But the point is, he has really tried until the last 2 years, pick primarily offensive players.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's just picked up defense. You can't go years and years without addressing your defense. And all of a sudden, we're going to stockpile defense 1 year and expect immediate results. I mean, the guys that they brought in 2 years ago, this year, they're still learning. I mean, they're young players, so you can't expect.
Or they've been hurt.
Well, that's always the case.
Nick Perry, first-round pick, hurt. Jarrell Worthy, second-round pick, hurt. I mean, just go through these guys, and a lot of these guys have been hurt. He is Gery Woelfel of the Racine Journal-Times. Steve Sparky Fifer of Sports Radio 1250 WSSP. You're taking the Packers this week?
Packers.
I'm taking the Packers as well.
Wow.
We'll talk to you next week prior to the Thanksgiving Day game between the Packers and the Lions. We'll talk to you next time at Racine Sports Zone.
And if you want a free meal, come over to the
No!
Fifers. Fifers are entertaining on Thanksgiving.
No,
so
I'm not. No.
I'm going to be there just to see you
We're
guys.
not doing it at my house. We're going to a restaurant.
Okay. Well, just
I told you we had reservations.
I know.
House, man.
As long as you're buying or cooking, same thing.
Just make sure you go to the right place.
There you go.
He's Gery Woelfel. I'm Steve Sparky Fifer. Enjoy the rest of your day here at RacineSportsZone.com.
Hi, I'm Matt Collins. I'd like to welcome you to Bob Weber Auto Mart on Douglas Avenue here in Racine, across from Douglas Park. We specialize in 1-year-old, low mileage, almost new cars. And if you'd like to stop by and see them, or see them on our website, bobweberautomart.com, we could save you between $5,000 and $10,000 on your next almost new car purchase.